So the next T20I will be in Lucknow. And that is the second of 3. As DK said, India tend to bounce back quickly. Let's take a look at that squad. What can you do with that squad? Today, India's spinners bowled well. Who didn't play today? Ruturaj Gaikwad's got an ankle injury. We don't know if he'll be ready in time. Jitesh Sharma will only play if there's a problem for Ishan Kishan. You don't need to look there just yet. Chahal is the one thing you want to think about. He's not played a lot of games. He's missing a lot of games. Mukesh Kumar, I don't think we found out enough about the quicks today anyway. Umran Malik only bowled 1 over and Mavi bowled 2. So the only thing you could look at is Prithvi Shaw, but you don't change openers after one game, right? If you repose faith in Shubman Gill. So basically for a 2-mark question, I've given a 10-mark answer to say that there can be no change.
I think so. Look, I think the one player who obviously has been given a good amount of games but hasn't yet scored a 50 is Ishan Kishan. In the last 11 games, he hasn't scored a 50. He's opened in all games. And opening in T20s is a luxury, especially in Asia. And I think he is someone who obviously has done really well in ODI cricket in the minimal chances he's got. And he's looking to maximize his potential as a player and his opportunities in Team India. And these next 2 games are going to be critical for him to, get some big runs and make sure that, he's a consistent part of the 11.
Yeah, because he is opening the batting. If you want to look at somebody else, then it means Rahul Tripathi opens the batting, Deepak Hooda goes up to 3, Jitesh Sharma comes down. That's too many changes. What about Deepak Hooda? He went up, he got 100, I think, batting at number 3. Now he has to reinvent himself almost. Last 4-5 games he's batted at number 6. Tell us a little bit about being a Deepak Hooda, where you're still trying to show, you've been in a World Cup team, but you're still trying to show, you know what, I want to play, I belong to India at this level. Number 6 is a very difficult spot. You batted there for such a long time. It's a very difficult spot to say, I'm here.
Yes, I think a big challenge for middle order batsmen, especially at 5, 6 and 7, is the quantum of balls that you face could be much lesser in comparison to what your peers face.
Absolutely.
So what happens is, you have to take big risks, and with big risks, obviously, are going to be dismissals. To be consistent is the hardest thing to be at 5, 6 and 7, especially 6 and 7. So I think Deepak Hooda, even though he's done really well at 3, for some reason they feel that he can do a job at 6 and 7. So I feel this is going to be a big challenge for him. Through his IPL career, barring the last season with Lucknow Super Giants, he's somebody who has batted through the middle at 5 and 6 and has not had great success over a period of time. I think he fancies himself as a top order batter. He rediscovered himself when he moved from Baroda to Rajasthan and did really well as a top order batter. He likes playing in the power play. He likes to take the game on. But right now, in the recently concluded Sri Lankan series, he did decently well at number 6. So it's a great opportunity for him. But Jitesh Sharma, he is a homegrown number 6 batsman. He is somebody who likes batting at 6. So he is somebody who will probably enjoy that situation a lot more because he's batted there. He's trained himself to bat there. But right now in this series, I don't see him playing. It will definitely be Deepak Hooda, who will obviously be batting at 6. And I do think if ever he's under pressure, they should give him that opportunity at 3 before they decide to move on from him, because he's done so well at 3 that he deserves those opportunities.
Quick one before we end. If you're batting at number 6, what numbers are you looking at? Suppose someone's averaging 16, 17, but is striking at 140, 150 plus. That's still okay, isn't it? Because you're playing such a high-risk game, there will be days when you will be 3 of 2, you will be 6 of 2. There will be those days too. So you can't look at averages there, can you?
Definitely not averages, and not bland strike rate as well. For me, it would be more in-depth analysis in the sense that I will look at impact. How many impact innings has that batsman played? Because what you can do consistently at number 6 is cause an impact. Even if you've played 8 balls, even if you've played 6 balls. So I wouldn't look either into average or get too carried away by the strike rates, because it could be high. But how many impact innings can you play? How have you adapted to different situations? Like today was a massive challenge, but he didn't come as good as he would have liked, whereas Washington Sundar was much better. So for the day, Washington was better, but Deepak Hooda can be consistent if he's able to create impacts every time he walks into bat. And that's what he should be aiming to do. Create an inning where he changes the tone of the game, and that is something that middle order batsmen can do.
My feeling is he should enjoy batting at 6. If he enjoys batting at 6, he will make the most of what he bats. So let's see. I think if you're a Deepak Hooda, you got to take what you're getting at this stage of your career and then try and make it much higher. Okay, let's look at New Zealand then. What can New Zealand do? They won a game. They won a game without a few players. There's no Trent Bolt, there's no Tim Southee. Increasingly, they've got to get used to the fact that there is no Trent Bolt and there will be no Tim Southee slowly. What can they do? I mean, largely, if you look at that side, this is the best side. We saw a little bit of Henry Shipley in the one-days. We've been hearing a little bit about Ben Lister as well. But this team has just produced a very fine win. Do you see any changes at all?
No, I don't see any changes for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, if you see the number 3, that's a spot that they'll be looking at. Mark Chapman has got his chances. He'll be looking to make the most of it. Blair Tickner is somebody who's known to do well in the death, but today he didn't have a great day. Ben Lister is an interesting choice. If they want to move on from Trent Bolt, who's obviously said, I don't want a contract, then Ben Lister is the guy. But they need to give him opportunities. He's a left-arm medium pacer who brings the ball back in. He's not very quick, not very sharp, not even as much as Trent Bolt, but somebody who can bowl a heavy ball. So he is a bowler who obviously can fill in the boots of Trent Bolt, but for the moment I'd play the same 11 because I think the bowlers, it's very hard to judge the fast bowlers on this one. I know Santner and Nish Sodhi have been consistent performers for them over a period of time, so I'll just let them be. And the fact that they've won made, generally when you win a game, it's very easy to pick the 11 for the next game.
So when we come here in a couple of days, is there a player that you're looking to saying, okay, India versus New Zealand, you're playing Lucknow, you know the ground in Lucknow. Can you pick a key player for...
I would definitely pick Shubman Gill. And I say that because I think he's in a rich vein of form, whereas in this format, he hasn't scored as much as you would like. And I would love to see him make a big one.
Okay, so Shubman Gill for India. Glenn Phillips?
I would still go for Devon Conway because I think he's got the game to do well in black soil wickets because he's somebody who likes to drive a ball and cut a ball. And I think he's somebody who can do well in those conditions because it's a big ground and you don't need to keep hitting sixes. You can hit boundaries and hit a lot more along the ground and run hard, which is something he does well. So I would say, I have a feeling he would do well again next game.
A fabulous player. I mean, I know that in Indore, the conditions were so batter friendly, but that 100 he scored was wonderful.